Okay, call this meeting of the Historic District Commission to order at 7:02 p.m. Thank you. I'll see Goodrich and Keatsman as full members. How would you read the call?
A Town of Groton notice of public hearing, Historic District Commission. The Historic District Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, September 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. at the Groton Town Hall Annex, 134 Groton Long Point Road, and virtually via the Zoom platform to hear the following applications requesting a certificate of appropriateness. HCC 23-0009, 37 Water Street, Kate Shea, applicant HGL Marina owner, building renovation, PIN number 2618063965586. HCC 23-0010, 17 Gravel Street, Kate Shea, applicant Dan Grace owner, accessory dwelling unit modification, PIN number 2619184115777. ACC 23-0011, 29 Gravel Street, Kate Shea, applicant Karen Smith owner, exterior modification, exterior materials modification, PIN number 2619184241113. HCC 23-0012, 81 High Street, Daniel Pennington applicant, Lori Johnson owner, solar mechanical storage and roofing project, PIN number 261918302416. ACC 23-0013, 18 West Main Street, Taylor Malwini applicant, Eric Burns owner, hanging sign, PIN number 2619184128081. ACC 23-0014, 5 Water Street, Peter Springsteel applicant, Adam Young owner, retractable window system, PIN number 2619183088613. A Zoom meeting link will be posted to the town's website meetings calendar. Applications are on file and available for public inspection during normal business hours at the planning department. 134 Groton Long Point Road, Groton, Connecticut, dated this 29th day of August, 2023 at Groton, Connecticut, Todd Brady Secretary.
You have a copy of those hearing procedures? I'm gonna waive the hearing procedures, but if anyone wants to read them, there's a copy right. Yeah, they're normally yellow. Yeah. It's a copy there. Okay. All right. HTC 23-41, 7 Water Street, Tim Owens.
Hi, this is for 2 outside
You gotta
awnings.
introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Tim Owens at 7 Water Street.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
You give me your home.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine.
Okay. You can jump in whenever you're ready.
Okay. We're asking to put up 2 awnings, one in the back around the back outside covered deck. That will also cover the stairs going down.
Yeah. You see it's on the screen there?
Yeah.
So you go through them in series.
Push it towards the close.
There's the opposite way you.
Yeah. So the front, they had just put it 2 separate ones, but it goes all the way across. So it's 42 inches out, galvanized, 1 inch tubing. Cold system. Fabric, like a cloth fabric.
We have feet.
3.5 feet coming out.
It goes from one end of the porch to the other.
Yeah. Going around the back. And it comes out. Similar to the front. Then you go and down. Frame.
I know you're building, what am I looking at there?
You're looking at
From the
the
east,
very, the back of the building. Looking at the,
am I in the museum parking lot looking?
we're looking at. This part.
I can't hear Mr. Owens.
We're looking at this part of the building here. The south and east side. The back covered deck.
So this awning was not in your earlier application,
It was not.
but the front awning was in your earlier application, but not over the stairs. Is that what you said?
They were both in it early, but we didn't get them in time, so I don't.
It's an addition, sounds like. Like an addendum.
Yeah, this is additional to our original building,
The awnings.
the awnings, just the awnings.
Oh, it's a new application.
It's a new application.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. In these details, though, what's the? It says, vinyl roll curtains. Curtains to have clear windows. Side retention, zipper tracks, or ropes and pulleys.
What are,
Well, it says clear windows, side retention, zipper tracks, ropes and pulleys.
oh, I thought we were just looking at the awnings, not a system for. Swing closing.
Well, this says clear windows.
Where's that?
Curtains, rear of building. This one.
That relative to the last picture. You want to say this is south.
Maybe this happened. I haven't.
That was part of the application.
That was part of the application, so. Which that is just coming down on the back section of the building here to roll down. Clear curtains that would be up in the rafters and come down and weather got that
On the east and south section.
on the east and south section, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna with the dancing. There, I'm sure.
I think we actually need like a sample of the canvas with the colors.
I was told they don't need colors.
No, canvas we do. Cause that got brought up with,
Materials would be relevant.
it got brought up with, Central Hall and Al Shaw.
I'm unclear. Are the clear windows part of this application or no? You guys are cutting it out.
Apparently not, John.
Okay, thank you.
Inadvertently included in the application.
We'll have to have the
I think, yeah,
initial.
he's gonna have to come back.
Oh, okay.
We need the canvas.
We need the sample.
Okay.
I think you need some more details too.
Yeah, I mean, your second drawing really doesn't, it doesn't really show us anything because we can't even tell exactly what we're looking
Right, that drawing.
for.
This
Yeah,
one.
that. Because you can't relate it to the rest of the building.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff's like scratched out.
Oh, well, yeah, it's awesome.
I think you just need to redo it. And bring up the same thing.
So we want to see a sample of the awning. And the architectural drawing that shows the awnings, sort of what you're showing there, but so we can
Makes sense.
make, yeah,
Yeah, not on that.
And just make it a turn.
Would a spec on the canvas be just as good as a sample?
There's no, I mean, like a picture of it. something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it doesn't have to be the actual.
We don't control paint colors. but-
I understand, I just.
Colors. But I think more so just something showing sizes a little more coherently. And then determine if you want this clear thing, and if so, I think we need more details. on that.
And if you don't want it, and it's still in the application, just initial, but
We're gonna-
you got there, then you could.
Right, because if you're gonna do the clear thing, you probably want some illustration of what it is you're talking about,
Okay, you want samples of that?
with photographs or, material from the manufacturer, just so we can see what it looks like. I mean, there's all different kinds of systems for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it would be similar to one.
Right.
So like a picture of that,
Yeah,
of the curve, of the clear curve, you could do that.
yeah, if you choose to.
And a sample of the canvas with the color,
And that can be a
and then-
photo, that can be a photograph too.
that could be photo.
Yeah. I think more particularly though, something to show you the scale of it a little more accurately.
Okay, how is the front? Is that okay?
Well, the one in here's got it all scratched out in some areas. and like-
No, this,
Is that the scale?
that's the scale.
Okay, because I was like, so it must have, be at a certain angle.
Yeah,
because It doesn't jut out 3.5 feet.
It goes.
Yeah,
yeah,
at
I'm
an
saying.
angle.
That's an idea.
When I was asking the length, I was trying to figure out how far down it goes.
Yes.
It goes down to the sidewalk. Right now.
Oh, we're-
Does that look okay?
Yeah, I just think if you could just take this one drawing,
And get a more like a picture like the front.
like this one's fine, just if you can just get rid of this crossing out stuff in the notes and just highlight it or something and just show the distance out. And like here, how far out,
Okay,
that's all. So it coincides with the specs.
thanks.
Continue it.
So I just, if he, does Mr. Owens ask to continue, or are we gonna vote on continuing later? Yeah, I just asking what procedure, how's that?
Well, you can add. We're gonna.
Yeah, either
We're all
happens either way.
that we're gonna continue.
Yeah,
it,
that's
so,
fine. Yeah,
Okay.
so that'll be next meeting.
Are we okay on our 65 days still?
This is a new application.
Okay, I know it was continued a couple times. That's why I was curious. At least from the last meeting.
Yeah. If not, you're consenting to a continuance
Yes.
to extend the 65 days. Okay. These are. Okay. So regardless, he's consenting to a continuance. So-
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for, that's.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, HTC 23-0004, 23 West Mystic Ave.
And this bird.
Yes, my name is Candace Burridge. I've been representing Douglas and I work for Trinity Zone. I have a bunch of stuff. So, this right here is an aerial view of the solar design itself. You guys want the property?
Yes.
It's right next to my house. Wonderful, man. No,
This is the front of the house. And then, so. If you look. This is like a. Another design right here. The panels, this is the front awning. It's in front of the house, over the porch. And then these panels here would be. On this side of the house. There was also significant questions that we could do with the conduit. So. Once again, trying to hide everything, so. This. Could be. And so the side of the house,
Yeah, there's a drawing in the file.
and then these. Okay, yeah. These would be like extra solar boxes. Underneath the electrical line. Right, so to be connecting them, this is kind of where the meter is, in that, and the. Push. And the extra conduit. Lines. I am not 100% sure where this particular,
They say it's out back.
yeah. Here's another. Hand drawing of the same thing, we just did a little bit more detail. I think these might be the same thing I printed twice. So that's pretty much us trying to do our best job to get him as much power as we can. While hiding it. All of these are on. The application, and then we have. Yeah, these are the detailed drawings, more extended engineering. Be 100% honest with you, I'm not an electrician, so I don't even know half the stuff it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's on the south side, everything's on the south side, very hard to see.
So are all of these drawings and everything in the actual application?
Yes, I printed all of these right from the application, in the town
Right, so I'm
website.
just wondering whether I have to gather this stuff together.
No, you don't. If it's already just copies, it's already in.
You haven't added anything to your original.
I didn't have the conduit drawings originally, so I had to postpone when I came to the hearing, trying to get these.
All right, so those aren't in the application.
They are,
Oh, they
I
are.
added them in weeks ago.
Okay.
I have OCD.
So quick question, did I understand correctly that the conduit and all the boxes are on the back of the house? Being the south side?
Outside.
The back right.
Okay, thanks.
Want to see them again?
See that, John, see where it juts in on the back?
I do.
Yeah, the conduit's there and then the boxes are like. To the right of that black box. On the front.
Got it. All right.
On the side, basically the side of the house.
I got
So-
it. Thank you.
This is the front of Doug's house. And then this is the side, so
Mhm.
somebody driving in one direction might see them. To a certain degree, but it's not in front.
Got it. Thank you.
That's it?
Yep. All right, it's. Oh. Yeah, anyways, HCC 23-004 is, well, I guess I should ask, does anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? All right, HTC 23-004 is closed. HTC 23-0009, 37 Water Street.
So is there a Kate Shea? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I just-
The new online system. Right. She's putting in there.
Oh, okay.
Chris Vernot, Mercer Birchie Vernot Architects, representing 37 Water Street tonight. I had been here in the past to do a preliminary introduction to the project and what we plan. The big part of the
Sorry to
project.
interrupt. Could you bring it a little closer to you? Or- Yeah. Yeah. Good, that's good. Nope. Great.
The big part of the project is lifting the building, installing new sheet piling on the south and on the east elevations to retain the site, new concrete footings, new concrete foundation with stone veneer, and setting the building back down at an elevated height. We're taking on other work as well. And I'm just going to read through the text here on the front. Groton HDC presentation 37 Water Street proposal. Elevate the existing building 2 foot 6 inch. This process includes driven steel sheeting on the south and east faces of the building. Sheeting will be concealed under an existing pier on the east face of the building and will be concealed in the future under a future pier on the south face of the building if pier is approved. New concrete footing and foundation with flood vents in the stem wall. For FEMA, this helps toward flood mitigation measures. Exposed foundation stem wall will have stone veneer on the exterior face with a sloped stone cap. The stone veneer and foundation will protrude 8 inches at the base of the building on the north and south walls, semi-flush on the east and west walls. First floor will be elevated 1 foot to help with FEMA flood mitigation measures. Lower windows and doors on the first floor to match current floor to sill heights. Add a ramp for public access into the building per ADA standards. This is on the north side of the building. And item 3, relocate 1 existing door to an existing window and add a second new door on the north elevation in place of a window. Add a sliding door on the east elevation and reconfigure existing barn doors. All doors on the north and south elevation have fabric awnings with lettering to match existing.
Did you say it's sliding door on the water side?
On the water side. Okay. Right, there's a sliding door there now, a barn door with a sliding door behind it. And they want to add an additional sliding door.
They want to add another one,
Correct.
and they're gonna keep the one that's there too.
Yes, but moved over to the side of it. And we have that in here to show. Site plan indicating the location of the building on the street. This building is across. The, 2 doors up to the north one door to the north. 5 Water Street. This is the subject property, 7 Water Street. And the building that abuts to the south at 47 Water Street. Site plan of the property. This is the north side of the building here, and an existing parking lot to remain. And we are proposing new entrances on this side of the building. And we are looking to ramp up from the sidewalk on a new platform, and then ramp down in the back here toward the east. This ramp would be concrete, a stamped concrete. And further in the set, I will show you a rendering that indicates where the steel sheeting is, but it's on the east side of the building here to retain the site from falling into the river. And then along the south side here, so it's about the property line right there. Existing photos of the building. This is the back of the building here. We have this sliding barn door. And we're looking to do sliding door behind us, a slider. And then add another one on this side. Make this barn door feature longer, so basically the long way across the building. So really the sliding barn doors, when they're open, conceal the glass sliding doors. In the shot, they can conceal it. Okay, I'm just going to read down these notes here, starting from the top. So just so you understand the elevation of the building, how much we're raising it, we're raising the whole building a total of 2 feet 6 inches. So the ridge will be 2 foot 6 inches higher. The first floor, we're only elevating 1 foot. And then the first floor walls, we're elevating an additional, well, I should say, we're elevating the second floor an additional 1 foot 6. So 1 foot on the first floor plus the 1.6 second floor is a total of 2 foot 6.
So how are you doing that?
We're going to be building new exterior walls. Sistering up, existing walls taller slab walls. So I'm going to read down the list here. New elevated ridge height, 2 foot 6 inch. Relocated door and new awning to match. That's here. Existing electric utility bank to remain. That's in this area here. New windows. All windows refer to spec details. So we're replacing all windows with Anderson 400 series and then with light. New fabric awning to match existing, typical of 3 here. This is a new door location, a new awning we're proposing. New door to match existing. This is the existing door. Replace existing window with door. New elevated first floor, 1 foot. Final elevation is 5.3. New flood vents, typical of 10. So we have 5 on the north side and 5 on the south side in the foundation stem wall. New concrete foundation stem wall with stone veneer and stone tack. So that's the base. All the way up.
And you said the foundation protrudes from the plane of the exterior wall.
8 inches on the north side and on the south side, right? And it has to do with insulation details on the inside of the building and how we get proper insulation with a stem wall that now comes up above grade with a floor level that's taken down. So. Okay, this is the proposed west side of the building here. And this has an existing sliding barn door on it. Behind the barn door is an opening. We're proposing to infill the wall with new windows in this location. This currently is an existing window, or I'm sorry, it's a new door And we're proposing to install a new door that matches the one on the north side of the building. This elevation here shows the west elevation with the barn door closed. And then on the east side, this is the new barn door setup. Where we're going to have 2 slider doors, glass slider doors with barn door features and this track hardware. And extend all the way to allow the sliding doors.
That's all new.
That's all. Well,
I mean, there's something there.
the track and the barn door, you know, it's like a lattice feature now, but we're proposing to build off of that instead of. So renderings showing the western side of the road here. And that looks like the new doors and windows and awnings. But then this is an existing awning of the building. On the east side of the building, this is the barn door feature and the track that goes all the way across the elevation now. The side of the doors behind and the panels, the exterior panels. And then this rendering here also shows the extent of the steel sheeting and approximately how much will be exposed above the water line. It shows us corrugated steel sheeting along the south end until it meets the property line, and then it wraps on the east side, and the east side of all the wood pier with the dock system.
So when you say pier, you're talking about a dock, basically.
So if we say just a grand terminology, a pier is a fixed wood platform at a certain elevation.
That's what you're referring to.
That's here, right. Floor plan. So on the north here, and I don't know. I'm sorry, I may have skipped that. This shows the new ramp out of concrete that'll have a stone finish in it. So it's just stamped concrete. Ramps up so we can get accessibility into the building, level platform across, and then ramps down back on the east side. And this here shows the extent of that ramp from the platform and back down on the east side. So this would be the main entry into the space on the first floor here. This is the exit door where it exists now. Just to talk about that stone veneer where it projects out a little bit. This line here indicates the base of the stone veneer where it projects out on the north. And then here where it projects out on the south.
And the finished floor elevation on the first floor is gonna be 5 something?
5.3. 4.3.
So you're gonna get wet.
This isn't 100% flood.
I mean, that's not in our purview, but
No,
Right.
I'm curious too, like why? I'm just curious, you know. Like why even do it? That foot.
Well, it gets some protection to the building. It gets a neat foundation on this building. It's just raw stone right now. It's literally falling into the river. So it protects, you know, the investment.
Yeah.
If you're going to do all that, you might as well elevate the building some. But there's a lot of difficult parameters here with property lines, getting accessibility in much taller structure. This is difficult.
Yeah, like you said, it's not our, I'm just curious.
And as a historic building, we entitled to certain relief from FEMA.
but you're actually gonna lift the building.
Correct.
I mean, it's next door.
Right.
I can talk to you.
I know.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna lift the building. I'm gonna get myself.
That's what I mean. Why I think like.
I would go like that.
Yeah.
Second floor plan. It's empty space for now. And then details that show various items we're proposing. The stone veneer foundation is a Delgado thin stone veneer. This shows an approximation of the stone from another job we've used it on. The exterior trim is going to be replaced with coral painted. The windows, as I said, are going to be Anderson 400 series double hung white. Siding is red cedar, and that'll be replaced light for light. We have details here that document the existing building. Currently, the underside of the eaves are left open, and for weathering purposes and pest and all, we're proposing to trim those out with a 1x4 product painted. Same on the right detail here. This is a picture of the existing door on the north elevation that we're proposing to repeat 2 other locations. And the balcony. And then this detail we talked about the trim being the wall.
So the overhangs, the existing overhangs, do they extend beyond the face of the building?
They do.
And if you're gonna leave the rafter tails exposed, is that what you're saying?
No, we're proposing to put trim on the bottom of it,
Like a soffit?
soffit, correct?
And that's what it is now?
It's open right now
It is open.
to the weather, to pests, to the weather.
This is not within our purview either. In my experience, if you have a pest issue, you're better off leaving it. Okay, otherwise you're creating nesting. So, but
Questions?
Very detailed. Yeah, I'm good.
So I had a question on the awnings. Did we see a sample of those? That I missed that?
Right.
It's on the building now, on the north side of the building, John.
Okay.
But it's not the best photo, but this is a fabric awning over this door right now.
Just like an evergreen color or something.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we might be back for additional items, but the primary is lifting the building. The piling,
a lot of work.
foundation, footing. So I'll likely be back as we continue to involve expense for additional permissions and.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'm good. Yeah.
And this is all in your application.
It is all in the application.
All right, anyone in the audience having to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? All right, HTC 23-00009 is closed. You staying up there?
I think so.
Okay, HTC
Yeah,
23 dash 001017 Gravel Street.
Chris Vernot, Mercer Birchie Vernot, architects representing 17 Gravel Street listing.
You can pull it towards you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Pushing it away. Yeah, perfect.
It's really tough presenting upside down in front of.
Right, but what I
7
was saying
people.
to Eric, other than the fact that, John is hugging at the screen. It would be nice if we
Yeah.
could take the whole screen and fill the drawing up on that,
I would
because from
love
this
to.
distance, it's
And
tough.
if
to
there was
see.
a way to rotate the camera so I could.
Yeah.
That's just a spatial relationship issue that you have to deal with.
It's all understood.
Yeah, after that doesn't work. Right. That one doesn't work. Yeah, we just screwed up. That's the best, yeah.
That's what we got. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
That's what Zoom gives us.
I just want to start off by reading a letter that was submitted with our application. And it's to clarify and confirm what we want to do with siding materials and what we think it was in the last application. August 3rd, 2023, Historic District Commission, Town of Groton, Connecticut, regarding material change to existing certificate of appropriateness under 2377, 17 Gravel Street, understand. And Jennifer Grace, Groton, Connecticut, applicant Christopher Bernard, and the architects, your commission members. We believe the garage exterior materials package and the accessory dwelling unit exterior materials package was approved in the March 15th, 2022 meeting. Application number HDC 22-10 with certificate of appropriate number 2377. We are seeking a modification to the certificate of appropriateness to change the approved materials palette to the materials described below. We believe this is an enhancement to the property. This letter is for material change only. No design change is requested in this letter. So we believe the approved materials for siding, the clapboard siding, was a hardy board cement board trim with a finish painting. And we would like to propose and change that to wood painting. All exterior trims noted on sheet HG12 were a boral composite trim painted. We'd like to change that to wood painted. Porch railings were low gloss PVC painted. We'd like to change that to wood painted.
That's it.
That's one item on 17. Right. That's probably fine.
Is that balsa wood?
Just new faux wood they have there.
Well, wood is kind of a generic term, you know,
It's real wood.
real wood. That's
Real wood.
just as good.
Tree wood. Genus and species. Okay, I came before you in the past, the recent past for the accessory dwelling unit. Town of Groton has approved an increase in square footage in accessory dwelling unit. Our footprint was previously 800 square feet, and we've upsized it to just under 1,000 square feet, which the town regulations allow. I believe we're at 996 square feet and change. And we got the impression last time that was fine. It sounds like we could have done it through an administrative approval or gone through the application process. And we all agreed with Mr. Grace on the phone that we would do a public hearing. So we're back for the public hearing. Main house, garage, accessory dwelling unit. Just to give a brief on where the square footage was added. The main building in the front, the main house that looks at Pearl Street. We added a foot to the width of the building. So effectively that raised the ridge height 6 inches. All the additional square footage was put out back, which is primarily out of view, view from Pearl Street. And we have some renderings that will show that. There was an existing deck, but because of the additional square footage, the existing deck protrudes out slightly on the south past the face of the house. So the neighbors at 26 Pearl, 18, 12 Pearl Street. So we have a 3D color rendering up top here, which shows the view corridor down the sideline. And you can see in the back here is where we added the square footage. and it can hardly be seen. It would be tough to tell, but the ridge height of the house had gone up 6 inches with additional foot be added to the structure. This rendering at the bottom here shows the primary impact of the added square footage to the back, where the deck now slides out past the face of the house a little bit. And again, through that letter I just read, that we're proposing that would all be wood painted. Other views, this is from the back. That shows this is the added square footage. This is from the northwest corner. And this is the northeast corner. You can see the deck there. In relation to the side of the house. Elevations of the west and the south. Elevations of the east and the north. These are the same material notes that we had in the presentation before. But these are superseded and reflected, changed to reflect wood painted. First floor plan, we have this grew by a foot. It went back. So we're at a total footprint of 996 and change. And all the square footage was added in the back of the house here toward their garage. And Bill's going to talk about this. So that's it for the accessory dwelling unit, the proposed material changes and additional square footage. Any questions?
To what I said. More detail.
Good. Is anyone in the audience maybe say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? All right, HDC 23-0010. HDC 23-0011, 29 Gravel Street.
All right, we'll get my back here.
Chris Vernot, representing 29 Gravel Street, George and Karen Smith. Mercer Birchie Vernot Architects. I'd like to read the letter that went in with the application, dated August 3rd, 2023. Historic Commission, Town of Groton, Connecticut, regarding material change to existing certificate of appropriateness number 2403, 29 Gravel Street, George and Karen Smith, homeowner, Mystic, Connecticut, applicant Christopher Vernot, and the architects of Mystic. Dear Commission members, we are seeking a modification to certificate of appropriateness number 2403. Application number HDC 22-65 to change exterior materials as described below. We are seeking a modification to change all existing and new wood clapboard siding in the house to James Hardy cement board clapboard siding painted. No design change is requested in this letter. Material changes only. So approved materials were clapboard siding were wood. We're proposing to change it to James Hardy cement board clap painted. And I will share the photo of the house. So originally, the siding here was not part of our application in the past. We thought the siding would stay on the house. However, we did change out the windows. Those were approved. And through the process of changing out the windows, taking off the trim, a better look under the hood, you know, the condition of the siding. And the owner decided with the amount of work being done, it would only be prudent to replace that siding, so all the siding on the house is new. But with a much bigger package, a much bigger scope of work, we're looking at James Hardy, not only for material delivery time, but cost to the public as well. And it does exist in the historic district. It is an approved product from time to time. And we're proposing to use that. I do have a brochure, if anybody's not familiar with James Hardy clapboard sided painted. There's a picture. Does anybody need to see that, or
Is that in the application?
I do have a picture in the application. I got the site plan that was asked for.
Oh,
It's kind of. It's the same thing.
It's virtually, it's virtually indistinguishable.
Okay, no, I'm not challenging the product. I was just thinking that we have materials list as part of the product.
If it's in James, I think it's only.
Okay.
This is a spec sheet here.
Okay. As long as that's in the application.
No, I don't love it, but we've used it. See. Whatever.
They do have it on the garage in the back that was approved for years. They sell us around. Yeah. But it's fine. I will say. John?
I'm good.
Anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? Or HTC 23-0011 is closed. HTC 23-0012, 81 High Street. Daniel Pennington. Skip that. HTC 23-0013, 18 West Mystic Street. Taylor, are you presented?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Sorry about that. So Taylor Mawini, owner of Burgee Mystic at 18 West Main Street, Unit 14, on behalf of Eric Burns and Jerome Property Landlords. This is a painted hanging sign above the business, hanging from a metal bracket, as well as a awning panel affixed to the awning. So this is replacing the previous Ivory Ella signage. The space has been split in half, so this would be over our business. Sorry, I'm just trying to share my screen here.
Taylor, we have copies of it. So.
Yeah, so it's a 36 by 30 sign as per the specifications from the landlord, as well as a 2-foot by 8-inch tall awning placket.
Taylor, are you good? Taylor?
Yeah, so I'm for some reason not able to share my screen, but you said you.
All right, we looked at it.
I mean, don't feel obligated. We
Yeah.
have a.
It's all on the record.
Yep,
Are you good?
yep.
All right, anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? HTC 23-0013 is closed. HTC 23-0014 5 Water Street, Adam.
Hey, Eric, before we do that, I think it's time for our 8 o'clock recess.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Trying to build up the excitement for you.
One second.
No, it's could hit us. No.
John, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks,
All
John.
right, we'll resume. Come on up. Just full disclosure, I'm gonna recuse myself from the voting, even though I don't actually have anything to do with this. I didn't build it. So. Still. Run it, but I don't have any comments, so I'm not going.
Right. Good evening, Adam Young, owner, Sift Real Estate, 5 Water Street in Mystic.
I'm sorry, Adam. It's,
Yep.
if you can look at the.
Yeah, you bet.
Shine, yeah. The microphone unfortunately is gonna be in the way.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Switch it on.
Who's your?
This
backup?
is, so with me here, I'm Dan, you want to introduce yourself?
I am Daniel Barnick with New Haven Awning.
So Dan is tasked with, the retractable. Motorized retractable isinglass walls, for lack of a better term, that we're looking to get approved on the outside existing recent renovation on the mixed deck. So you can kind of see it looks very similar to the existing renderings and elevations that we submitted in the past several months. The only thing that Peter Springfield, by the way, architect, that has reflected, you can see that these are now tinted with isinglass. These will run on a motorized track, which Dan can certainly provide some more information, samples, etc., on what exactly this is going to look like. These will be electric. They will be automatic. We'll have the ability to raise and lower them, weather permitting. I expect them to stay up 6 months out of the year and down 6 months out of the year, frankly. With that, we have fixed isinglass sheets up above here as well. That are, well, they're not mobile, frankly. They are semi-permanent, if you will. And on the bottom lower 43 inches, right? of the lower panel. You have a white, and this provides support, is my understanding, to the clear material, a 43-inch deep by however wide each span is here. Protective outer rim, okay? That also kind of happens to coincidentally perfectly cover the lower portion beneath the bar top, which is an existing PVC deck railing. Okay. Dan, perhaps you could provide a little more.
Hello, so the screen system we'll be using is from Progressive Screens. They're a Hunter Douglas company out of Sarasota, Florida. They got their start in the soft hurricane shutter market and progressed into a residential and commercial system. The system, when it's deployed, will handle up to a 75-mile-an-hour wind. The key differentiation between this system and other systems in the area is that they do not use a zipper on the side track. They use what's called a keeter. The keeter locks into an internal track that actually has some heavy magnets in here that allow it to flex in the wind.
If you could show that display under the
Snap that.
camera, that would
Sorry.
be, yeah, no, that'd be good.
This is the heater on the side. The fabric that we'll be using for the screening is called Textiline 80. Sample of it here that you can see. The opaque borders will be white Ferrari 502. This is a pre-stretched material. And then the clear is just simply clear 20-gauge isinglass material. We have a sample of this well, I'd like to see.
Isinglass is a
Clear plastic.
trademark name.
It's it's not a trademark name, like Strataglass would be a trademark name. Isinglass is just the term for the clear plastic. Key difference is that clear plastic doesn't have any internal scrim or anything to give it strength. So we do a border around the perimeter to help it keep its form. This material has an interior scrim, which is basically a nylon webbing. We're doing a 6-inch border around the perimeter and then 43-inch border on the base.
Black material on that.
Yes, it's a screen. It's pretty good, yes. We're doing a dual system setup. There's a total of 18 screens. There's 9 bays. The outside system will have the cassette mounted to the fascia board with the tracks coming down the columns. If you look at the centerfold of the system, here's a photo of a home that has a very similar setup. You can see that the cassette blends into the fascia board and the tracks blend into the pillars. The screen system will be mounted behind that. So on the exterior, again, the Ferrari with the clear isinglass, and behind that will be the screen system. So in September, when we have yellow jacket season, they can deploy the screens. And then when they're not in use, everything gets tucked up into the 6-inch cassette. And then as the colder months are around, they can go ahead and drop the Ferrari with the clear isinglass.
Yeah, cool.
So where is, and so that's the housing.
This is the
Is
housing.
that the housing for both the screen and the isinglass?
No, there's one set behind each other. So it's a 6-inch housing, actually runs this way with a roller tube in house.
Set is recessed. Let's explain this here. This is the door, right? There's one track on the inside here that runs the screen and the doors. Set recess at the bottom, flush against the bottom of the header. And for the isinglass, that is actually visible on it. You can see the track on the outside. With the set plugged on the outside, across the header, across the outside of the header. Feel proud of the header.
Yes, base mounted to the header.
Not sure, what'd you say?
Proud.
What does that mean?
Forward.
Forward.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All right, no. Screen.
So you'll be able to see that.
This white cassette will be mounted, face mounted to the outside of it, which is white as well.
And that's reflected on this. I'd say it's like these computers and that's kind of big dependence of the set.
So just explain it. The screen, the cassette for the screen is exactly where inside.
It's inside, mounted to the very bottom. And from the outside view, it's masked by that 6-inch strip of this material.
Yeah.
That would be technically the top border of the outside glass window. So if the header, looking at the outside, the set for the screen is going to be behind the screen.
And in that cassette, all three screens come down from?
No,
That's where I'm confused.
so there's two screens. So again, on the outside, face mounted, you'll have one cassette. And then there's what we call an inside mount. So if you look at the page here, you can see that this cassette is mounted underneath cross section.
Just so they have.
Yeah, you may have
Yeah,
a picture.
right here on page 4, if you take a look, this particular screen is what we call an inside mount. It's mounted underneath the header of the system.
So my understanding correct that they'll
Yeah,
both be on the outside of the building, but kind of staggered in the way they're mounted? Is that accurate?
Draw the
Say
header
that.
and then just,
Say that, yeah, that question wasn't heard.
So am I understanding correct that the screen cassette they'll both be on the outside of the building, but staggered? You know, one offset off the other. Am I understanding the presentation correct?
Essentially, they kind of glide within an inch of each other up and down.
Okay.
Right, so if you look at, this is a cross section of the header. This cassette mounted out on the outside. Okay, that's the bottom. This is the exterior, right? This is the eyes. So this will roll straight down flush with the front of each pillar. Right, and there's an additional set attached to the bottom of the header that will run a screen, the insect screen, down parallel with that.
There are opposing tracks on either side.
There is a track.
On either side.
Yes.
Basically,
Okay.
it'll be double.
That was super helpful. Thank you.
Good.
thank you.
Okay.
Don't feel bad.
It's like,
It's a difficult thing to explain, but,
and so the black screen is behind the clear screen.
yep,
Yes.
and there, you can motorize separately, so in the event that just the insect screen will roll it down, if not, he doesn't want to take it. And this is all one panel here, these aren't separate. This white and blue that you see together is one solid roll down. The bottom portion of that roll down just happens to be white, yeah.
My question is, how does the plastic, I mean, in your experience, how does it age? So is it going to discolor, turn cloudy in a couple of years, or how long does it retain its
Really,
clarity?
really depends on how you take care of it. If you're putting Windex on it or, simple green, yeah, it's gonna cloud in a few years. You're washing it with soap and water, or if I'm assuming we're up here, boaters, like Plexus or something like that. Any isinglass cleaner that you get, West Marine will handle it fine.
What does Windex do? I'm just curious.
It discolors it. You don't want to use anything aggressive on it. Moments.
John, anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Anything else you want to address?
There is, I don't know if it's appropriate for this one, but we kind of had to make a in time decision during the construction phase for utility. This is the photo of this morning. This little pergola here that we kind of constructed is new, so we did put that in maybe in July. And what it does, if you can see closely, there are there's compressors down below that are hidden inside this little dumpster area. And then we run line sets and electrical up the side of this pergola and into the side of the building. That's where my walk-in refrigerator and freezers are located. So previously, these compressors were right here on the rooftop in this corner. They gobbled up quite a bit of real estate. So we kind of on the fly decided that we needed to lose them and relocate them down below. So I needed a structure of some sort, whether it be temporary or permanent, to run those line sets to where they needed to go. So I wasn't sure if this is something that I should submit on a new application or not, but I wanted to get it in front of you just to see what protocol was.
I can't remember. Do you want to amend it or do you want to? Do you want to amend it or do you want to just do it? That?
Happy to go either way.
It's hard for me to see the difference. I'm sorry. I mean, I understood what you did.
It wasn't there.
It wasn't there previously. This is new structure.
It wasn't part of the original.
No.
I mean, I think it's much more aesthetically pleasing than what was first approved. I just think in fairness, it should probably come in as an application, don't you guys?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
And that is what I will do. So, okay.
Anything else you wanted to address?
Yeah, there is so funny you should ask. No, so I know that the last time I was here, we briefly talked about the lights that are out front of the bakery. And I just wanted to make sure that I managed expectations appropriately. So the reason, and just want to provide a little bit of clarity if it's even relevant. The reason that we selected that specific style is it is identical to the style that is mounted on the wall at the front of the building. There's one wall mounted to the left and to the right of the front doors. That was existing. There are replicas of the existing ones that were on the building when I bought the building. So if there is an aesthetic issue, or if you'd like me to change them out for something different, perfectly happy to do that. But I would like to just do it one time. So if anyone has any suggestions, I'm certainly happy to provide my email, but I want to make sure that, if we're going to change it, we change it to something that's agreeable to everybody. Frankly, I could care less. I just want to make sure that we, if we are going to make the change, that we do it in an appropriate way that satisfies what I need to satisfy. That's all.
You think you should bring some samples when you're going through that process to us?
I could, and I can resubmit, or I can submit a new application along with this
Yeah.
for approval as well simultaneously.
I think that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're gonna tell you what.
No, well,
Yeah.
sure, but
Todd, your microphone's not on.
I think the only comment was just what brought up about the light and scale.
okay, so that's what it is.
So the majority of the comments I got on Adam were I mean, reflect the word light pollution. They were too bright.
Okay,
I did have a couple people that felt the style was a little. I wore these was Home Depot, but I personally don't have a problem with them, so I'll leave that up
Sure.
to you. But most of it was the amount of light they were putting out was what I was getting.
would it be helpful if I just put them on dimmers?
No, I think it's just the fact the light emits
Upward.
like
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Christmas light instead of down. So if you could find something that I wonder would have better. I could research on that. Show you some examples.
Yeah, just give me exactly. So I just like I said, I have no problem changing. The ones that are on the wall are reflective of exactly what was there previously, and we just look for something that matched those. But
I think part of that is that kind of a light is, I'm sure was on the wall.
Sure.
And can be unopposed, but it looks a little odd.
and that's fine. I'm happy.
I mean, I'm not
I'm happy to
losing
change
any
them.
sleep over it.
I just want to change them for something that's
Yeah.
satisfactory, So
Why don't we do the screen? I'm making a new application. for that.
Yeah.
When it comes back.
For the pergola and the lights.
Pergola and lights,
And
yeah.
then when it comes back. we can- yes. Or unless you.
I would love for you to say, hey, I got.
I'll come with a few
option A,
samples,
B,
right?
C,
Yep.
Which do you think? Because you're building,
Sure.
all we can say is what's appropriate. We can't say, Adam, you have to do X,
Yeah,
Y,
sure.
and Z.
Yeah.
That's why.
So I'm kind of looking for that. So
I know,
I didn't
but,
get it.
you know,
I was
it's
just
not-
trying to check the box
but at
here.
the
and
same time, we
Move
don't want to
on,
overstep.
but sure. All right, great. Super.
All right, anyone in the audience, anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? HDC 23-000014. Would you want to just continue this HDC 23-0012? 81 Pine Street? Yes, they should.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone?
Yeah, I'd say we continue the pursuit.
Yeah.
Right. The one that didn't show up.
Yeah, we move, somebody,
All right, so I move we continue HCC 23-41 7 Water Street.
Let's just.
That was already,
That's the first one.
that was already done.
We did continue?
Yes.
yeah, 7 Water. Owner requested.
And you want to, we'll continue HDC, or I'll make a motion to continue HDC 23-001281 High Street.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Goodrich, aye.
So that was. Okay, so we'll close the public hearings and we'll move to deliberations. HTC 23-0004 23 West Mystic Avenue. This was the solar. I'll make a motion to approve that.
I
Goodrich,
second.
second.
All in favor?
Who seconded that?
I got Bill.
We can give it to Bill.
All in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Goodrich, aye.
HCC 23-0004 is approved. HCC 23-0009 37 Water Street. This is the raising of the building. It's on renovations. I'll make a motion to approve too. I thought it was.
I'll second that. Keatsman, second.
All in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Goodrich, aye.
HCC 23-0009. HDC 23-0010. This is 17 Gravel Street. This is the change to the accessory dwelling unit and change from the siding from hardy to hardy to cedar. So
Hardy to tree wood.
tree wood. Sorry. Yeah. I think it's better. I like it better, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Goodrich, second.
All in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Goodrich, aye.
All right, HTC 23-0010. HTC 23-0011. 29 Gravel Street. This is a change from cedar to hardy. I'm gonna vote for it, but I just really like. But I'll still make a motion to it.
I'll second the motion. Keatsman, second.
All in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I. But I just want to echo Eric's sentiments. I'd rather have wood in the historic district.
Keatsman, I.
I actually agree with Bill and Eric, but I also vote to approve. So Goodrich, aye.
All right, HCC 23-0011 is approved. HCC 23-0013. This is the sign.
I'll vote to approve.
Goodrich, second.
Oh, sorry, I'll motion to approve my bad.
Goodrich, second.
Oh, that's fine. All in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Goodrich, aye.
Or HCC 23-0013 is approved. HCC 23-0014 5 Water Street.
I'd like to make a motion to approve solely the part with the screens.
That's the only part he's asking for.
Okay.
That was all. the
Okay,
application.
Okay, I just want to make,
Yeah,
be on record that
Approve
that's
the
what we're
application.
voting on. And
the application was presented.
Not voting.
correct,
Hey, Bill, just for clarity, you mean the screens and the clear part, right? Both retractable.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Screens and all
But
the
he
retractable
presented
system.
two other things that I just want to make sure we're not part of this vote. That's what I was.
Yeah, continuing the lights and the pergola.
Correct.
Yes, second.
Keatsman, second.
All right, all in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman recuse.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Goodrich, aye.
HTC 23-0014 is approved. Okay.
I just didn't want anything to get muddled.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I think you meant just the street. No, like.
Yeah, the window and the
Okay,
screen.
I meant this. Yeah, I just didn't want the other two to get muddled.
You could have modeled it.
That's typical me.
Yeah, it was like.
I wanted to give Adam a small heart attack. Yeah, you can't put the tracks up, just the screen.
Yeah. Pre-applications? Are you here? Yeah, John, I'll make a motion to add, what's it, 17 gravel streets to the pre-applications.
Goodrich, second.
All right, all in favor?
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Goodrich, aye.
After something, 20-something years, we have to now do it.
Actually, so.
He's calling us old.
Yeah, I heard them.
It's a 17 Gravel Street. They're working on the garage, they're training the garage, of course, they get up there.
I'm sorry, your name for the record?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bill Bershey,
Thank
representing Dan Grace, 17 Gravel Street, one of the architects. And they're framing the garage, and they got the back of the garage, and they built the dormer up to here, it's what you can see the dormer from Pearl Street. And they said, well, why didn't you go on over? He said, no, over to here. So, you know, now it was kind of like, but they want to go ahead and go on over the little stories in it. And so the question preliminary is can we extend the dormer, it's about 10 feet, and add a window? When we through it, it looked like 8 over 8. It was better than this continuing 6 over 6. This garage has been, been approved, so it's just adding this to what they did previously approved. And in the package, I mean, you can see this is what it would look like with a window. And we provided this was the rendering back in my part 2.
You can put that in front of the camera. Just move those up. Yeah.
That'll. And. Okay. So we're just saying, add the dormer, extend the dormer 10 feet.
So it still wouldn't be symmetrical.
It would
Still not be symmetrical like the original. So there's like, I'm thinking a number.
It's like the original garage was approved, or
Yeah. So there's like 3 feet on this north side, and then like even with the addition, there'll be like 6 feet on the south.
oh, you mean where the dormer is in?
Yeah.
Right, but from the street, you see different gravel street or Fall Street, you really can't see the other side.
No, he's
And I don't know that-
he's saying that the front dormer is
It's
never,
wider.
was never even.
It's never even.
The
Even in
chicken
your
runs or
original.
the rakes and the sides aren't the same.
It's not as wide.
Can I see a pen? So,
Gosh, I'm the only one that brings a pen.
Yes. But she won't hurt this in the spot.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
Right.
so he's saying it's still not even, it's just.
Right, and they're not even, and this in fact is,
It's
not
not
having open porch open on the side, so it was out of. Very edge of the.
I'm curious about the 8 over 8 versus 6
Well,
over 6.
I have a house on High Street, you go around the back, and or it's all 6 over 6, it's reliable, everybody,
and leave it back, and it's 8/12. You know, and it was like an old window, and you know, it's okay to vary a little bit, you know, for the back places. It actually looks better, you know, we had a 6/6 here. It was like it's trying to make rhythm make any sense. Like almost like too many windows, so we actually kind of.
I mean, yeah, I figured that was true. Yeah.
We had doubles and then we looked at, well, 2 more windows, that was too many. 5 was too many, so it made sense. We tried this, it seems to pretty much needs. So the question is, can you approve it on an administrative approval or?
What'd you say, Bill?
I said, I don't care for it at all.
I like it.
You do? Okay, no.
Well, I mean, it's way back, obviously. it's-
I'm not sure that complete regularity and whatever is a critical element of the architecture. I don't think it really looks, and I can sort of see why you obviously didn't want to run out, you didn't want to make it 6. I suppose,
Look like a
Right,
factory, you mean?
No, we tried it, and it wasn't a factory.
but I think that, but in some respects, to the extent that they're unevenly spaced, and you see this throughout the district, you see uneven space in various instances. Maybe making an 8/8 makes it hang together a little bit better because it's out there by itself.
Especially accessory buildings.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I
As to
mean,
how you should get it approved, whether we can do it administratively or not.
I know you can see everything, but you can't see a lot of this, I don't think, with the way it's inside the whole. But it's got, yeah, it's, I mean,
can't
you
see
can
the
always see
more-
everything, but you know what I mean? It's
Or
not
rendering.
that visible. It's not like it's the front facade or.
Say it again, John.
I can't see the drawing below the color rendering. All I can see is a couple like hatch marks in red. Thank you.
I don't think it really matters, but I think
That's the.
since you're adding.
Is that better, John? This is as approved and this is.
Much better, thank
I think it was just changing windows, but then make the bottom.
He's adding, now
Well,
you're
we
adding
said
structure.
it's like 10 feet.
You probably should make it for an application.
Right, yeah.
I don't think we
If I
should.
get the website to work. That's right.
It's a little bit beyond what we typically.
Okay, I mean, that's okay. I mean, that's why we're here, so. All right, I mean, so maybe that's the big thing. Application, because he definitely wants to go. Like, go ahead with it. You know, we could frame this essentially, so it looks like that and the previous later. We can things together.
Just so my understanding is, we're giving. And it's fine, I'm not against, I'm just saying personally,
I would just put in a new application. Wouldn't tell them.
I'm just worried about the framing.
No, don't worry about the framing.
All right.
I would just put a new application in. And I would just frame it.
Okay.
I don't think. I agree with you that I don't think it's the most attractive thing, but I don't.
Right, no, I'm just voicing my opinion.
No,
It's, that's.
Sure.
No,
Voicing-
and is it gonna? Unapprovable? By no means, no, but just.
Oh. I'm good with that.
Okay, well, thank you.
John, do you have any comments? Sorry, it's been a while.
No, I don't.
No,
Thank you.
Hi. You've been so patient.
Do you mean my name and address?
We do, yes.
In the room? Actually, I live at 80 Smith Street. in-
Just speaking to the microphone. Microphone.
Ann Thurlow. Actually live in 80 Smith Street in Niantic, Connecticut, but I'm here on behalf of the church at 5 Gravel Street in Mystic. Pardon?
Are you the zoning board?
I'm the chairman of East Line Zoning. Yeah.
I built the-
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you were familiar.
Yeah.
You're representing the.
The church, the Christian Science Church at 5 Gravel Street. It's right downtown Mystic. All I did was volunteer to facilitate new windows and painting the outside trim. And I found out this morning that unlike Niantic, you have a historic commission. I need your blessing. So first of all, this is the current shape they're in.
Just set them down next to you so you can
Oh,
see the camera.
wow, you guys are high tech.
Right in front of you.
Okay, like that?
Just follow the camera.
Right, the right.
Right and directly.
Oh, okay.
And just go one by one.
What do you want to do? You just want to paint them?
These are the current state of the windows at the church. They're very old and they're like falling apart. Here's a picture that's the bricks kind of in bad shape too.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're wanting to do before winter is to replace all the windows that are not stained glass and then have all the trim painted. So this is the side view from Gravel Street. The river's right across.
Yep.
So that's kind of what it looks like. If you walk around to the entrance, so we'd want to be replacing these windows. All of these windows, the 4 along here, you can see those two. Continue walking around the side, you can see there's more going along here. Here's a little clearer picture. The back has a few. Here's from both directions. And then there are 4 across from my house, very close to it. And so I have some questions, but we have talked to people at Lowe's about Pella windows. They're aluminum clad on the outside, and it's not the kind with the grid inside the window. It protrudes out, so it looks almost exactly like what was there originally.
Yep.
With the real, pronounced mullets or mullions. And so the interior would also be very deep mullions like the outside. We tried to find the closest to the original that we could find. Right now, there are 8 windows in the auditorium, and they're all like 9 panes over 1, a solid glass, which we want to emulate that. Question are, the bookstore down below right now has 6 over 6, and this kind of large display window has 21 different divisions. They were wondering if you could do 6 over 1 to kind of match these and then have that just 1 pane of glass, since it's a bookstore and the displays could be seen more easily. So that was a question.
6 over 1, I don't think.
So, but what about doing, instead of 21, the picture window, could that be solid glass since it's a bookstore, or does it need to keep all the mullions? They were wanting to get rid of them so they could put a display up and you can see it easily, but of course they'll do whatever you think.
An interesting question. I mean, storefront type windows in
Here's
downtown
close.
Mystic are not, they've been there for many, many years.
Mhm.
Probably just as never store. Fire. days. But
That's kind of cool. But I also understand the point.
I mean, it is tough to sell through multiple months.
Yeah.
John?
I mean, you guys know me. I like the older look better. I'm the guy that restored all his old windows, so that's the way I'd lean. But again, I'm not going to necessarily hold her to it. But that's my aesthetic. I kind of like, and it's such a prominent building on a prominent street.
If we kept the mullions, could they still do 6 on top and the clear?
Yeah, I don't think.
6 over 1,000.
No.
That's
no,
okay for
that's
you.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah.
Whatever you all say.
Well, and you're gonna have to come back.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
This is the preliminary, so everything you've said here is, like you never said.
For what it's worth, you could probably come back on Zoom. If you wanted to.
Okay, and what do I need to do coming back?
So we would just need the specs on the windows, like something from the window
Is it
company.
an Anderson window? Do you know?
It's a Pella.
Pella?
Mhm.
They should be able to provide you like an order sheet or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Just that would be,
I didn't know what, or if he should do that first, or I should come here first, or,
Well, this is why you came here. I mean, but you
Mhm.
bring in the spec on the window and that, or you make that, put that in your application.
okay.
You'll have to get, did you get the guidelines on the application?
No, I
Okay.
just,
If you call the office tomorrow, we can help you out, either myself or Susan.
okay, thank you.
But you do have to get your, if you want to go, if you want to do this, you want to do this quickly.
Mhm.
So you want to get on the agenda for the next meeting, which means you gotta have your. He's still okay if she gets it in by Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Okay, so we need window specs by Thursday.
Yeah, and all these photographs will be part of your application.
Okay,
or if you don't make it by Thursday, that's just 2 more weeks.
okay, yeah, it takes 2 months to get the windows, so,
They should be able to provide you that spec sheet.
okay, I'll try to get it tomorrow. And then I had another question too.
We
Right.
answered her
No.
Oh,
picture window question.
yeah,
I just don't want, I don't want that to get lost.
yeah, thank you.
It seems to be, I can't really answer it, but it seems to be the consent leaning towards leaving it.
Okay,
I mean, changing it, but
yeah,
yeah,
with better, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other question is, when the paint is taken off, sandblasted off, if the red brick is in good condition, do you have a preference for keeping it red brick or painting it again?
you can do whatever you want.
Okay,
No, but I would be very careful sandblast.
well, they have to take the paint off as lead paint.
They have to what?
They have to
Oh, it's
remove the
lead.
paint, an abatement company's coming to take the
Okay.
paint off.
Well, just make sure that they use as fine and delicate a sanding material as they can, because you can really chew brick up pretty bad.
Yeah, and we've talked to a stonemason too about that.
Yeah, you got to be careful because that brick is going to be softer than modern brick. So I
Mhm.
kind of second what Todd says. Be careful because could open up a can of worms there.
You can like blast. the room.
Yeah, we'll talk to the abatement company to
Yeah.
make sure.
But
Okay,
whether, if it's fine, and you want to leave it, you can do whatever you want, paint it any color you feel like, or
okay,
don't paint it.
But
okay,
just remember that the abatement company are not necessarily as sensitive to aesthetic issues as would a mason, for example.
oh, sure,
They want
yeah,
to abate,
yeah, exactly. So we've,
destroy.
they seem pretty nice to work with, so we'll work with them, and then we have a mason that would come and tuck point anything that gets blown out. So, okay, thank you.
So do you feel all your questions were answered tonight?
Yes, I just need to talk to someone about your procedure. So,
You can call the office tomorrow, we'll help you out.
okay, thank you.
Sorry to make you wait for so long.
That's okay.
I mean, you even let Birchie go in front of you. You should have just jumped in front of him. We already wasted enough. of our time.
Actually, I was doing zoning business on my cell phone, so.
And you stayed awake while you were doing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any public communications? Any public communication?
Sorry, what's there? I do not have any public communication.
Approval of the minutes?
I'd make a motion to approve as amended, and I'll give this to Tom. There's a couple amendments for Susan. I'll just tell them to you verbally. On page 2, it refers to Brad Horn twice. Brad Horn doesn't own or isn't involved in the 14 Fort Rachel Place, so I don't know who is, but it's not him. It was the other application.
Like,
So that ought to be corrected. I inked it up here, Tom, so or Susan's on the call. She can fix Brad Horn's name to the right person. it's mentioned twice. On page 4 of the minutes, I spelt my name wrong, so I'd like it spelt right and better, but you don't have to get to that one if you don't want to.
Sure, thanks.
I'll live. And on the page 6, the approval of the minutes lists Max, and he's not ever listed when we vote, so I think he'd probably not be included this time. So with those changes,
I'll second that motion.
I would also compliment her on a good job. A lot of people needed a lot of names to get, she got correct, a lot of good summarizing what was happening. So nice work. Well, I made a motion.
Yeah, Bill seconded.
Oh, good.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keats and I.
Goodrich, aye.
This is the HTC handbook update, so we'll do a meeting before our next meeting. And we're gonna try to go through 110 through 210. But as with the whole thing, let's just try to come into like. I think at some point in the future, someone needs to, right?
Do you have a date exactly for that?
Whatever the next meeting is.
19th.
19th. Okay, so you start at 6 o'clock, special meeting at 6 o'clock.
Special meeting and on the 19th.
Oh, we can't, well, you can do that. But I don't.
Oh, what did you have in mind then, John? Eric?
No, I did. I have that in mind, but I didn't realize. It was the day.
Oh,
Actually, I won't be here then.
So the meeting is in October.
Be the 3rd.
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Special
So-
meeting, no, for October 3rd.
Do you hear that, John? October 3rd?
Yep. Did you guys both say you won't be here on the 19th?
Yeah, you're gonna have a quorum.
Yeah, you two have to be there. We need 3 for a quorum, so I'll make sure I'm around.
I'm around.
I'm around.
Okay.
The other thing is, do you want to just cancel that meeting?
No, I think the 3 of us can handle it.
So everything has to be 100%. So,
Yeah, we have to have unanimous vote.
yes, right. Or you
Do we wanna
continue it to
invite
the next
Max?
meeting or.
John and I are looking forward to it.
We have to work together, Ted. We can do it.
Well, we will. I promise.
Man, you guys, I'm gonna be in the middle of you
Wait,
two.
How does it work with 3 though? You have to have all 3 vote.
All 3 votes,
That's correct,
yes.
yes. So it's regardless of whether people here or not, since it's 5 seated members, there has to be a 3 vote, whether you're here or not, it has to be 3, so.
So I mean, I think in fairness to the applicants,
I think we can.
let's have the meeting. If I think as adults, we can all be upfront if somebody feels something's going to be off, or they have the right to continue it, so nobody's
That's fair. Yeah,
adversely affected.
give them the chance. Yeah.
Well
that's fine.
said.
So Bill will have to run the meeting. And he'll have to appoint you two.
Yes,
But let's still push the handbook thing until I'm back.
yes.
Agreed.
Uh,
And Bill, you literally got to be in the middle.
No, I'm gonna wear extra clothing that night.
Used. Okay, enforcement. stuff?
I don't have it written down, but I do think we've been very short staffed, but 8 Gravel Street, the fence issue that's been going on for quite some time. I got the letter back from the Norwich address is undeliverable. So I've advanced it to Rich Cody for to file with Superior Court for enforcement. Because we're
Okay.
no other,
You've done everything.
we've done everything I could on that end, so I've been communicating with him the last couple of days on that. And the other fence, I forget the address,
High
but
Street?
High Street.
Yeah.
It's a second notice of violation is gonna go out because I didn't get a response within 30 days.
And Tom, what about the thing I had forwarded for the outdoor bar that's
Yeah,
unpermitted?
I'm actually enforcing that on a zoning perspective, so that's gonna be taken down shortly.
Thank you.
That was the outdoor bar at the dive bar.
Yeah,
It's been up past the COVID regulation, so it's gonna come down.
Oh, you mean the tiki hut?
The tiki,
yeah,
They can still use it.
I've never seen it used, period.
I think later at night,
yeah.
I'm gonna
But
go
they
by
can't, they can't
tonight,
shut it off.
check it out. Yeah, they can't be up by past 10, they can't use it. Maybe in the afternoon and the weekends, but it's been empty every time I've been by.
Okay.
But it's taking up parking, it's past the time, it needs to come back.
Was that it?
That's all I had.
Okay. Make a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Adjourned.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Not COVID.